Yeah, like that's the way I wanted to start off this stream. A little cough. But what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 25 stream here on Twitch. I'm next JGGen24. And yeah, there's a lot that I need to catch up on. Because, well, by a lot, I mean really just the XP reward path and the player program that was introduced. So not really a whole lot, but for some reason it just feels like I missed out on a lot while I was sick. And I do apologize to anyone who was expecting me to stream last week, Wednesday. Wednesday, I already explained that, and Thursday, but Friday just couldn't do it. Okay, I was way too sick. You know, just terrible. Um, Still have some. So SB Champ, I still have some symptoms. Like my cough is still a problem. Excuse me. Um, but overall, I'm feeling much better than I did last week for sure. Like last week was just, uh honestly, I'm even surprised that I even streamed once last week after Tuesday, because there's no way that I should have. But that was only a 2 hour stream, so it's not like I spent too long. Um, but I fully expect to go the full 3 hours this time. Well, your fever finally broke. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. And I'm assuming you're back from the hospital, or are you still there? Yeah, that was the other thing too with me. Had a high fever. Um, Hoopin, what kind of bad news do you have? I mean, I was just so congested. My sinuses were. Oh, you just got sick this morning? Oof. Oh, gosh, Hoopin, I'm so sorry. Okay, it can't just be me. There has to be something going around. Okay, because this is insane. I get that the weather is changing and everything. No, I'm home. I'm just trying to fully recover, but your throat still hurts and that. Oof. All right, well, hopefully those improve, SB Champ. What up, Grayson? How are you? Oh God, yeah, it was bad. I feel like I'm I know people who are getting sick way too often these past couple weeks. I want to say it's awful. It's absolutely awful. What's going around? I don't know if this is like something, just a coincidence. You probably shouldn't have even been in my stream on Thursday. Dude, I probably shouldn't have even streamed on Thursday. Heck, I shouldn't have even gone into work on Thursday. God knows how many people I ended up exposing my sickness to. And the week before Thanksgiving, that makes me an even bigger jerk. Oh, jeez. All right, that's it. We're all going to the hospital. That's it. We're all sick. This is just a sick stream. That's it. Someone just get the doctors because we're all sick. The good news is that for the most part, my symptoms are going down. The lingering is the coughing, but but other than that, like I'm actually doing better. No congestion. Well, the congestion is still there, but it's not as bad as it was last week. The sinuses, they're not as inflated or as they're not flaring as much as they were last week. Like literally, I thought I was wearing a mask around my eyes. It just felt like that's how my sinuses were feeling. It felt like I was wearing a mask. pneumonia, but the doctor said it'll linger for a while. Yeah. What up, Dodger? How are you? Um, yeah, it's just well, the good thing for me, SP Champ, was that I actually tested negative for COVID, the flu, and for pneumonia. They like I went to the doctor or medical center on on Saturday, and they ruled out all those. Want to do the game later? Sure, sure. Yes, yes, I do remember that. You told me that. That was towards the end of the stream. Just picked up the game for the first time yesterday. I'm definitely rusty. I can only imagine what I'm like. I haven't played in like 3 days. As you can tell by the XP reward path here, I have no XP. I have not touched this game. I'll get into the Nimmo trade in a second. Um, some nurse was coughing. I don't think a nurse should be coughing at a hospital. Like the one profession that you hope is not going to be sick is a nurse or a doctor. You probably don't want those people being sick. Because it's like, how can you take care of people who are sick when you're sick yourself? You know, there's just an irony there. Not to mention you're touching a lot of other people. You're speaking to other people, and if you're spreading your germs to other people, you're infecting them. If they're not already sick, now they're going to be even sicker. So probably not wise for those people to be doing that. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get these packs all ready. Just get them in, and maybe I'll do the exchanges as well while I'm here. It's like, can you at least gain the... Yeah, no, it's like, can you at least just get... Can you at least get through... Um, can you at least stay home? Like, you should be listening to your own advice. When you tell people that they need to stay home, they should be staying home. And that does not exclude anyone just because they're on the just because they're a certain profession. Wait, can former bosses actually be exchanged here? Like if I see Manny Ramirez here, can I throw him in here? For your brothers? Well, you can listen to their advice, but ultimately the decision is yours. I don't think I saw Manny here. I just thought it might be good to throw him in and not worry about, like, throwing anyone else in, but it looks like I gotta go with Seiya. There we go. So we'll just get as much progress as we can before we have to start throwing or start playing games, and then I'll do that. So that's ultimately what I want to do. Let's see. I need 600 or 500, whichever one works. 600. I also can just open up the show packs, the here and now show packs that are available for me to exchange. Now I need 900, which I could easily do just by exchanging some commons. There we go. All right. So two. I really want to know who's going to be on the cover for. They usually don't reveal that until either towards the end of December or the end of January. I think that's what they did the last time with Skeens and Henderson and Ellie De La Cruz. Or at least that's what I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought they waited. You didn't like this year's front cover, all three of them. Why not? Why did you not like them? There you go. I think that should be it. Yep, that's it. Well, what about MLB The Show 6 or MLB 16 The Show when they had like five players on the cover? It was DeGrom, Bautista, uh, was it Hosmer or was it Salvador Perez for the Royals? And then I think was it Chris Bryant as well? And then there was one more, but I forget who that was. Excuse me. Ah, of course. Well, there you go. All right, that's the XP reward path. That's about as much as I can do that I didn't already do. Hold on, I'll open this up. We already know it's Taylor Ward. And some nice Thanksgiving stuff, but honestly, I don't really care. All right, just 1 second on that. Just hold that thought, because this Taylor Ward card just made me think of that Nimmo trade um that Grayson wanted to get my thoughts on. I will say it was a shock when I heard about it. Um, I was like, "Wow, really?" Because you have to remember, Brandon Nimmo's been on the Mets for his entire career, and now all of a sudden they just shipped him off to Texas, just like that. I mean, that's the way that sports is these days. I'm shocked by the trade, but at the same time, I've grown into the mindset, into a certain mindset where nothing surprises me anymore, or I shouldn't say that, but rather, a lot of things, players not sticking with. a team for their entire career doesn't surprise me anymore these days. Like I think it's more surprising when we have guys like Mike Trout or Aaron Judge, signing their career, these long-term contracts that put them on these teams for many years. Like I think that's something that's more celebrated than guys who just switch teams, because it feels like that happens all the time in sports now. You know, I mean, there was a time where people thought, "Oh, they're not going to leave. They're just going to do well here, and they're just going to be in their jersey number forever." So, you know, it's it's just the nature of the business. It's not. Nimmo had loyalty to the Mets. I for one do not doubt that Nimmo was loyal to the Mets. After all, it was the Mets who sought this trade. He had a no trade clause in his contract. They actually had to ask him to waive it so that they can ship him off to Texas. But this is why I'm at the point now in my life where, how can I put this? Like my mindset now is my loyalty is not to the name that's on the back of the jersey, it's the name that's on the front. That's the name that I'm loyal to. Yeah, I have my favorite players. I have Mike Piazza over there. He wasn't a lifelong Met. He was a Met for 7 years, for 7 or 8 seasons, and yeah, that's a long time. But a lot of people forget that he started out in with the Dodgers, and then after the Mets, he went to San Diego, and then spent a couple seasons in Oakland before retiring. So Mike Piazza is not a. This is another guy. Yeah, he spent a long time with the Mets, but he's not a homegrown talent. He didn't spend his entire career with the Mets. He was on a lot of different teams. I mean, he was also on the Marlins. A lot of people forget that. They forget that he was on the Marlins because he was only on there for a week. And then he was shipped off to New York. I mean, you wish that athletes would be more like, let's say, Mike Trout or David Wright or Aaron Judge. But the reality is that that's not the way sports is these days. And I think that the athletes recognize that, and we as fans should also recognize that. That this is no longer an industry where loyalty means a lot. The name that we have to be we have to be loyal to is the name that's on the front of the jersey. All right? Because eventually these athletes' careers are going to end. And they're not going to be around. They're not going to be around forever. So, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to root for my Mets. Piazza doesn't play baseball anymore. Neither does David Wright. Brendan Nimmo's not going to play baseball forever. Neither is Pete Alonso or Juan Soto. I guess that's why I don't really wear a lot of Mets jerseys. Because it's like, why should I? If it has a name on the back of the jersey, that's pointless. Because that name could easily change. I mean, even with Juan Soto's number, that used to belong to Al Leiter. In fact, I also think that number was Brett Beatty's before he swapped with Soto. Exactly. You know why? Because T-shirts don't say the names of the players on the back. I mean, some of them do, but for the most part, they don't. My point is that fans need to be loyal to the names that are on the front of the shirts or the jerseys, not on the back. You can certainly root for a guy like Mike Piazza. I mean, when he returned to New York after he left the Mets, he got standing ovations. People in New York respected him. There was no doubt about that. Now, were they upset that he walked? No, because I think they all realized that Piazza, at that point in his career, was at the tail end, and he didn't have much else to give. You know, he gave it his all, and he gave the Mets a chance at the World Series in the late 90s and early 2000s. Exactly. And you know what? It worked out for Bellinger, because Bellinger got that redemption that he needed. You know, you could still like a player. I'm not saying you can't. Excuse me. What I'm saying, though, is that it should be the name that's on the front of the jersey that matters. When you get T-shirts with the name, if I know they're going to be there for a while, like I have Barkley, Hurts, and Smith. I mean, I'm telling you right now, the pace that Saquon Barkley is on, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up in the Hall of Fame and he goes in as a Philadelphia Eagle. Would not surprise me. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Giants fans don't like the fact that, or wouldn't like that idea, but the reality is, I think his thing is, or I think his loyalty is to the Eagles. Am I excited for Semien? Well, here's the thing, Grayson. The trade actually came at a good time. I saw the video of Luis Angel Acuna getting hurt in that Dominican Republic Winter League game that he was playing, and it looked like a pretty bad injury. I mean, maybe he'll still be all right, but he's definitely going to be out for a while. Wow, I literally just have to do the moments with Lou Brock. That's it. Okay, all right. I was kind of hoping that the Lou Brock player program would actually take me a lot longer, but I clearly did not do the math on how many program stars per moment I was getting. As far as Semien is, and this is actually really important too, because the Mets, if you remember throughout this year, they had a revolving door when it came to second base. You know, some days it would be Brett Beatty, some days it would be Jeff McNeil, and some days they would try Luis Angel Acuna. Now, Semien at least gives you some consistency, and he gives you defense too. And I know a lot of Met fans are like, well, what about Nimmo? He was so loyal. Listen, Nimmo was great. I'm not downplaying his contribution to the Mets over the 10 years that he was with them in his career. I'm not downplaying that. But it's not to say that everything was perfect with Nimmo. Actually, well, I mean, that's the downside we took with him. He's 35 years old, so not exactly going to have pop in his bat. Certainly not by the time that his contract is over. Here's the other thing too. Okay, Semien is owed $75 million over the next 3 years, while Nimmo was owed 70 or no, Semien had 72 million, while Nimmo had like 102 million over 5 years. So the Mets are actually saving $29 million in like 2 years. Grayson, you're gonna be next up after Dodger, because Dodger wanted to do the 1v1 last week, and he just came in to my stream on Thursday, and I was just not feeling well, so I owe him a game. So you'll be up after him. But let me just get the Lou Brock program done, and then we'll do the 1v1s. That's a promise. All right, so, and Nimmo, he was definitely slowing down in the outfield. There was no doubt about that. There's a reason why they moved him to left field. Right? He was a center for them, but he slowed down. And not only that, he didn't really have that great of an arm. So, honestly, I wouldn't have trusted him in center anyway. Don't get me wrong, he made some fantastic plays. In fact, I would argue that he should have won the Gold Glove Award for center field in 2022. Well, what's to say that the Mets can't trade McNeil now? Why can't they? I think, if anything, the Nimmo trade shows that the Mets are willing to deal, and they're willing. And I think McNeil is definitely top of the list when it comes to guys who could be traded from the Mets. David Stern said it in his press conference. This lineup last year didn't cut it, and he has to make some changes. I mean, the Dodgers, they had to get Ohtani in order to try to win a World Series. And so soon after their 2020 run, which again, you could debate about whether or not that counts, but do I think it was all out of frustration? You mean, do I think that Adam Ottavino's comments had some merit to them? Maybe, but I think it was just the Mets living up to what they promised to do in the offseason. They said that they wanted to make their defense better. And I think at second base, you get that with Marcus Semien. You don't get a great bat, but I mean, how different was that from what Luis Angel Acuna was doing, or Jeff McNeil, or Brett Beatty? Now Brett Beatty's just going to be at third. I think that much is clear. Yes, but you can put up all the offense in the world, but if you don't have the defense behind your pitchers to prevent some of these runs from scoring, then it doesn't matter. Some of that is on the pitchers, yes, but some of it is also the Mets having a not-so-good offense, which is why I also think they're going to walk away from Pete Alonso, or why they're going to let Pete Alonso walk. Pete Alonso doesn't have that great of defense at first base anymore. But we knew that all along, that he was not a great defensive first baseman. We knew that. It would be hard to replace his power, yes. I'm not denying that, but You need a first baseman who's going to be able to bat down any grounders that come his way, make dives so that they don't go down the line, and suddenly a single could turn into a double.
The left fielder, number 20, Lee.
Pete Alonso just wasn't great defensively out there.
Oh, nice try, boy.
I mean, honestly, from the Padres, I'd be interested in some of their pitchers. Like if they're giving up someone like Michael King or Dylan Cease, I'd see about Pete Alonso, because the other thing that the Mets are going to try and address this offseason is pitching as well. Like that was a big part of the problem for the Mets last year. Their pitching stunk, especially their starting pitching. It's crazy. Corey Seager wants to be traded. You're that surprised? I told you, you got to be loyal to the name that's on the front of the jersey, not the back. I don't think it worked out poorly for him. He got a World Series. He got a World Series with the Rangers. I don't think that was a bad deal at all for Corey Seager. Now, for the Rangers, yeah, it probably was a bad deal, because now they have to rebuild 2 years after winning a championship, which is crazy. Was it? He got World Series MVP. He won you the World Series. I mean, I'll take that. If Juan Soto wins one World Series with the Mets, you know what? To me, signing him was worth it. I don't care if it's only one. You don't get many chances to appear in one World Series, let alone win one. So you got to take advantage whenever you're there. You can't let that opportunity pass by you. But would they have been able to afford Seager? Excuse me. Would they have been able to afford Seager and Ohtani? And Freddie Freeman? And Mookie Betts? And Roki Sasaki? And Yamamoto? And Teoscar Hernandez? I submit to you that those guys alone, like, I think even Steve Cohen would look at that and just back away. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not spending this kind of crazy money. Right, so it worked out for both parties. Corey Seager got his World Series title. I mean, he got a World Series title with the Dodgers in 2020, but he got another one with the Rangers. So at the end of the day, it worked out for Seager and the Rangers. And for the Dodgers, they have 2 consecutive World Series. I don't think anyone is upset about that. I mean, would Seager have liked to have been part of that? I'm sure he would have. But at the end of the day, he's got a World Series. He's got 2 World Series rings. Not many players can say that they have that. I mean, Clayton Kershaw can say he has 3.
Out. Out.
Hey, you pay little now, or you pay in the future so you can win now. And so far for the Dodgers, it's working. 2 consecutive World Series titles.
That ball's foul.
I'm not saying that's the way baseball should be done. In fact, I hope that
Ball, that's in.
that the MLB institutes something to prevent something like the Ohtani contract from happening again. Because that's just ridiculous.
Out.
Which one? Which game was script? Ah, there we go. 24 and 25? I don't know, because I don't think if the MLB was influencing it, I mean, I don't think the Dodgers would have allowed the Mets. If it were scripted, I don't think the MLB would have allowed the Mets to take the Dodgers to 6 games. Like, that probably could have been over in like 4 or 5. And then against the Yankees, like, it's a win-win situation for MLB because either Aaron Judge wins his World Series or Shohei Ohtani wins it. Both are very marketable in terms of the MLB. So they wouldn't have lost with either one.
The left fielder, number 20, Lou Brock.
Some players are just different. I mean, when they get to the postseason, I mean, look at Reggie Jackson. Yeah, he was a great player during the regular season, but he just turned it on in October.
Ball 1.
Look at even Derek Jeter. Like, Jeter, I mean, he was a phenomenal player in the regular season, but during the postseason, he turned it on. The other thing too that I'll say about Tommy Edman, he and the Dodgers got a lot of rest for the playoffs. You know, they had that first round bye last year. This year they didn't have that, but last year they did. So they got a full week's rest before they actually had to play a game. I don't think it was scripted.
Ball 1, no strikes.
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear this crazy how this is gonna make it sound. Or what you're gonna say is gonna sound crazy. Let's see it.
Go.
Well, I mean, Tommy Edman is a switch hitter. So, batting from both sides of the plate actually makes him more valuable than just batting from one side of the plate. All right, we're almost done with the Lou Brock program here. Kind of annoyed that it didn't even take that long.
Ball.
I understand. I mean, age was definitely a concern for me when I heard that Nimmo was being traded to the Rangers for Semien. I mean, Semien is 35 years old.
That's ball 2.
Not exactly a spring chicken in terms of baseball.
Got him.
But I guess the Mets are hopeful that his fielding will stay up and there'll be enough at second base that he'll make a difference. I don't think he's going to make a difference with his bat. I don't think that.
Counts 1-0.
Or at least not as much of a difference as he could. Andrew Friedman. Not sure if the name is
Now
familiar.
batting, the right fielder, Lou Brock.
One 0.
Oh, Dodgers GM. Yeah, I don't have any reason to doubt his moves. Honestly, I thought he would end up with LA. Honestly, the Brewers meeting or the Blue Jays meeting was kind of strange to me. I'm like, he actually had a shot to sign with Toronto? Just didn't sound right to me. Yeah. So Trout can finally get his World Series ring. Yeah, if anything, I always thought that if he was willing to go anywhere, he wanted to go to Philadelphia because that's his family can see him. And I definitely feel like the Phillies would be able to use him. Whether or not that's in center field or right field, I'm more inclined to believe it would be in right field. But he could play center. All right, Dodger, let's... actually, give me a minute. Here, what we're going to do, we're going to move Soto behind Beltran. And move Lindor down. Nah, Semien is not. This is only Mets if they have the logo. If they have either the logo or their the team name next to their number. Semien is not going to join this team. All right, Dodger, do you want me to set it up or do you want to set it up? Okay. Let's see. There you are. You'll have to forgive me. Been a little tired. The illness has made me very tired. Trying to think what I was doing on Friday. Just seems like a blur. Honestly. Obviously, I wasn't streaming on Friday. Your week has been terrible. Yeah, with you being sick, especially this week being Thanksgiving. I wish I could tell you that it's gonna get better, but unfortunately, if you're just getting sick today, I feel like it's gonna be worse. You'll start to feel better, but I know that was a tough one. But
Leading off for the Dodgers, the center
that's
fielder,
why the
Beltran.
That's why it's important. You know, you can't just assume that because you put up a lot of offense on the NFL that you're going to win games. You need defense too, and if you can't prevent a team like the Kansas City Chiefs from coming back
3-0.
on you, then you got some work to do. They're the defending AFC champions for a reason.
3 balls, 1 strike. Ball 4, take your base.
Already off to a great
The
start
second
with Tom
baseman,
Seaver.
Ketel Marte.
Yep. Christmas trees have already gone up. I mean, don't know if you guys watch Fox News, but I saw that they lit up their Christmas tree. So, and the Rockefeller Center one, that's going to be lit up on December 3rd.
Ball.
I mean, how does the defense
1-1.
prevent Patrick Mahomes from throwing a single touchdown pass? I don't think Mahomes even threw a single touchdown. It was that one touchdown by Kareem Hunt, and then Butker really,
Batting fourth, the shortstop.
and then Butker
Francisco
just
Lindor.
kicked all the field goals.
That's a ball.
Yep, all the barriers along 6th Ave or Avenue of the Americas, whatever you want to call it. That's it. They've already gone up.
1-1.
Heck, over the weekend, they actually had parts of 34th Street in front of, like, where they go down for Macy's. They had that section, that entire street section that was in front of Macy's, completely blocked off. I walked by it on, what was it, Sunday morning? Yeah, Sunday morning, and it was blocked off.
Ball 1.
So, yeah, they're getting ready. At 6th Ave, they're putting up the barriers.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
And, 34th Street, they're putting up the barriers as well.
Ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. Yeah. I am inclined to agree with you there, Hoopen. I am inclined to agree. Unfortunately, there is an affordability crisis in New York City. I wish I had the answer for how you solve that, but the reality is I don't think it's just a
The center field.
easy snap of the finger or wave of a magic wand and it's all gone. And also, you're not going to get rid of the homeless population by building more homes. Right? I mean, there are some people who legit, like, fell on hard times and they're doing everything they can to try and get shelter. But there are just people in New York City who are not mentally there. And in their minds,
The right field.
they're better off on the
Wow.
streets.
Soto.
That's a ball. Counts 1-0.
I would just tell her, my advice to her, because I have to walk through Times Square at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning when it's still dark out. My advice to her is stick to the well-lit areas. That way, no one's going to be tempted to stay. No one's going to be tempted to attack if they feel like they're going to be seen. I mean, it still can happen, but I feel like it's much it's less likely to happen in well-lit areas like Times Square than it is in other areas that are not so lit. Yep, Grayson, I do. That was a big story. I was at work that day.
2-0.
We had I think that was the biggest story for our gaming reporter.
2-1.
He was, I felt like that was his story right there. The Kai Cenat riots.
2-2 to count.
Yep. Luckily, I was many streets up from that, so I never got caught up in it,
The catcher.
but I was watching it on TV.
Alvarez.
And we were following along with what was going on.
Upstairs.
I think part of that, or that alone, that riot kind of makes me hope that I never get that big. Because it's like, I don't ever want to wield that kind of power and responsibility. Like, I'm more satisfied just by doing what I'm doing right now than what I saw with the Kai Cenat riots. Like, overall, what I'm saying is, you guys should not be rioting for me. Do not riot for me. Okay? I am not responsible.
Ball 1.
Or I do not want to be responsible. And you will hear from my lawyer. If I ever hire one.
Ball 2.
I will say, though, that was something... That's, like, the kind of story that you never thought you would see,
2 strikes.
and you're probably never going to see again. That I guess that's the one thing that kind of draws me to the news industry, is the fact that every day is different. When I walk into work, could be something it could be something one day that's the top headline, and then I walk in the next day and it's completely different. The top headline from the day before is still a top story, but it's not the top story.
Leading off for Los Angeles, the left fielder, Jurickson Profar.
Oh dear. If you're meeting me anywhere in public, you're meeting me at Citi Field. And I better get on the field and in the dugout if I'm meeting you. That's my ultimatum.
That's ball 2.
And I also want to meet some of your teammates, too.
2-2 to count. We got a full count.
Dang, I thought I was going to get you there. Oh, it's Jurickson Profar. What a surprise.
Out.
Batting 7th, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Sounds good. I'll hold you to that. You sign with the Mets, I'll hold you to it. And I'll also say that you're getting me a meeting with Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto.
No ball, 2 strikes.
I would also say Pete Alonso, but I'm not so sure he's going to be back. I will say that's the other thing, too, that I took away from the Nimmo trade, it does give me a little bit. Yeah, I'm still not confident that Pete Alonso is going to return to the Mets, but I think unloading Nimmo definitely helps in that regard. Because it's like, okay, now we can look forward to, yeah, the 3 years, still spending, I think he's, what, 70, what is it, he gets 73 million or something like that.
He made it safe.
The catcher, Cal Raleigh.
I have to look at the numbers again, the contract numbers, but I don't think he's making any more than 70 million over the next 3 seasons. Might be 72 million, but I think that's tops. That's got to be tops. Whereas Nimmo was going to make 102 million over 5 years. And now the difference is that the Mets don't have to spend 29 million over 2 years. Or they're saving 29 million over 2 years. Which, that could be a real difference maker for Pete Alonso. Strike 3, sit down. May not be, but it may be. Mets need to work on bullpen and pitching. Absolutely, I agree. But they have to realize that if they lose Pete Alonso, which I feel like they are going to do, they need to replace his bat.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's going to be very difficult to do. But that's the problem when you let a player like Pete Alonso walk away. You get a power bat like that, it's hard to replace it. Maybe that's what Juan Soto's thing was. But even Soto's calling for the Mets to try and re-sign Alonso. It's not like the Mets aren't trying. Reportedly, I heard they reportedly made offers to both Diaz and Alonso. So they're making an effort. But is it going to be enough based on what I saw? I don't think so. I think they're, at least not for Alonso. Diaz, maybe, because I think they were giving him like 22 million or 20 million a year. And that's about what he was getting with the Mets under their first contract extension with him. And he says that's exactly, he wants that type of contract. So I see them re-signing Diaz. I just don't know about Alonso. He wants like a 5-year deal. And it's going to be tough.
No balls, 2 strikes.
But yeah, I absolutely agree that they need pitching.
Ball.
It's just not going to be easy.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
But my question is, why wasn't Walker Buehler, or how did, I have to check out his stats from this year. I don't think he had that great of stats this year. I think he spent most of his time in the minor leagues, if I'm not mistaken. I was thinking more like Dylan Cease, Michael King, Paul Skeens in a Mets uniform would look great. I mean, that would be like heaven if we could get Paul Skeens, but we're going to have to give up our entire farm system for him. It was a lot better after he signed with the Phillies. Well, then maybe that's motivation for him to stay on the Phillies. knowing that they got to the playoffs.
Ball 3.
Paul Skeens is a Yankees player.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, in that kind of stadium, I mean, not that Citi Field is much better, but I don't know if Paul Skeens necessarily wants to play in a hitter-friendly ballpark. But I don't know what priorities Paul Skeen has. I mean, the marketability for him would go up in New York for sure.
Dodgers, the second baseman, Ketel.
If he wants to come here. You're talking about the most expensive pitching contract of all time. Doesn't Garrett Cole hold that record right now for most expensive contract?
Now batting, designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Got him.
Now batting,
See, I don't know if teams are willing to give that amount of money to Paul Skeens. Not because he's not talented, but the thing is he's not a two-way player, and Ohtani is. And while I don't think it's fair to compare Skeens to Ohtani, the reality is that Ohtani is the standard when it comes to pitchers and batters. So Soto, I would say, is the standard for, let's see, young batters, maybe? If they're pure batters? For sure, he definitely has that talent. He just needs the wins behind him. And he also needs to not throw his arm off.
He's out.
See, the thing with Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan is longevity. They were able to play 20-plus seasons in the MLB.
The left fielder, Michael.
If Paul Skeens keeps throwing his arm off, I'm not sure he's going to be able to get that far.
Aye. 0-1.
That's my biggest concern, is if these guys keep throwing hard, are they going to be able to have long careers? I mean, see, with the Mets, we had several examples of this in recent memory. I mean, the best to me was Matt Harvey. If you guys remember, he was supposed to be the ace for the Mets. He was supposed to be the flamethrower for them.
Ball.
And after 2015, it just went all downhill for him. So I would say he had probably 2 good years in the MLB. His rookie season in 2013 and then 2015. That's the name of the game, Hoopin. Can these guys stay healthy? If they can, then there's no point in them. Then there's no point in comparing them to other greats in the game. Because the greats had one thing in common, and that was longevity. I mean,
1-1.
Cy Young holds the record for the most wins by a starting pitcher, the most games pitched. I think the most innings pitched too.
Ball, 2 strikes.
So the dude threw a lot of pitches,
2 balls.
but he had a
2
long
strikes.
career. And I'm sorry, I just don't know in today's age if we'll ever see. I don't think we'll ever see something like Cy Young again.
Now batting, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
We see a lot of flamethrowers come.
0-1.
A lot of Matt Harveys, a lot of Jose Fernandez's, a lot of Zach Wheelers. We'll see them come,
Ball. Down.
but the question is, can they stick around? If the answer is no, then their names might as well be forgotten.
2-2 the count. He's out. Out.
More like a coulda, woulda, shoulda kind of deal. Another great example, the man that I'm pitching with right now, Tom Seaver. I think he had 15 years in the MLB.
0-1's the count.
15 seasons, excuse me. Dude could strike out a lot of batters on speed and on finesse. And he could do it he did it for a long time. Strike 3, sit out. You know, maybe it's not fair to judge pitchers like that at this point, but I feel like those are the standards. And unless we're going to develop new ones for this era of baseball, I think it's fair that we hold all pitchers to that standard. So, Paul Skeens has a long career ahead of him. I hope. Honestly, it was majestic to watch him pitch in Pittsburgh earlier this year.
2 balls. 1
It
strike.
was like I only felt that kind of excitement one other time at a game, and that was whenever Jacob deGrom was pitching, because you knew it was something special.
3-2.
No, it doesn't suck. Clase made that decision himself. He decided to influence outcomes via betting. I thought we would have learned our lesson from Pete Rose, but apparently not. So I do not feel bad about Clase. Clase did that to himself. Yes, we all know that's going on, but
0-2.
I believe he's been charged. I just don't know if he's in prison right now or
Ball 2. 2 balls. 2 strikes.
sorry. I don't know if he's in prison awaiting trial or if he's on house arrest, like maybe
3 balls,
he got
2 strikes.
out on bond. I don't know. But I do believe he has been indicted for the charges.
Aye.
Yeah.
0-1's the count.
And again, that's a player, bright future. Oh, he's not in prison? Okay. Right. Yeah.
0-2's the count.
We should be clear, okay? I'm not convicting Classe, and maybe with my tone I shouldn't have. So I do apologize about that. There is a legal process. The legal process has to be played out in order for us to finally get a decision.
The catcher,
So that was wrong of me to proclaim him guilty before he even had a fair trial. It's not fair, and I know that.
No, that's a foul ball.
Well, I, for one, am willing to let the courts settle it. Let the courts, let the jury determine whether or not he's innocent or guilty, and then, he can appeal, and if he doesn't get it overturned, then he's guilty.
The batter number 4, second baseman, Patel Marte.
Oh, I knew about that, yeah. Yeah, that was quite a story when it came out. I think everyone thought it would impact the Dodgers bullpen, but it ultimately didn't. You never know what goes through the minds of some of these players. Never know.
Alvarez.
We don't see the pressure that they're under every single day. We don't see it. You just only see the aftermath. That's the destruction. After all, these athletes are people too. They gotta go home. They still gotta deal with their own personal issues.
Yep, I got him. Take your base.
Now batting, right fielder, Jose Bautista.
Well, I agree that it's BS. I mean, he showed the text messages that revealed that the girl clearly fabricated the story to try to extort him for money.
The shortstop.
That being said, just dominating in the Mexican League, I don't think is really enough. And I don't know if he's going to get another shot at the MLB.
Ball upstairs. What do you got?
I'm inclined to think no, because it'd be one thing if he were younger and maybe now he's hitting his prime. But I think he hit his prime.
Hey. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And now he's in the back end of his career. I don't know. Maybe that's right. He well, as far as we know, he wasn't. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying that as far as we know, he was not involved in it.
Oh.
And he's probably smart. I mean, he makes so much. Excuse me.
That's a ball.
He makes so much money, honestly, that I don't think he needs to. I don't think he needs that. He doesn't need to gamble.
Foul ball.
I think that for him would just be more like a thrill, like the adrenaline rush of, trying to get the under or get the over.
Now batting, second baseman, Daniel Murphy.
Well, he got rid of the translator, he hired a new one, and that's that. I mean, if you want to dive any further, maybe you don't buy that Ohtani wasn't helping his translator get
Ball, that's too high.
Get into debt, then you could feel free to investigate that. But I think the investigation has gone as far as it could go.
Yeah. One and one.
I mean, probably just better off not gambling at all.
Nope, outside.
Or the fact that they don't have Aaron Judge on their team either. But unfortunately, there's only one Shohei Ohtani. There's only one Aaron Judge.
Aye. Ah. 0-2. Ball one.
Oh well.
Out.
Leading off for Los Angeles, the left fielder, Jurickson Profar.
I certainly hope so. I mean, that was good enough for, I think, third place in MVP voting. He could do even better.
Out.
He may actually challenge Shohei Ohtani. I think that's going to be a little too difficult considering he's got Ohtani as a two-way player, but
One ball, one strike.
but yes. But Judge or Soto could definitely make a case. He could. I mean, the fact that he added speed to his game this year, something he never had before in his career, let that just show you how dangerous he is.
2-2.
They could add something like that to his game. No, I totally agree. I thought Schwarber should have won it. But, like I said, Ohtani is a two-way player who is very marketable in the MLB, and there's a lot of name recognition.
Now batting, the third baseman.
I'm not saying Ohtani didn't have a great year. I think it would have been better to give it to Schwarber. And I'm saying that as a Mets fan, okay? I'm advocating for a Phillies player to have won the MVP. So, he is. Absolutely, he is.
The right fielder, Juan Soto.
What my hope is, we eventually get to a point in baseball where we could start to see pitchers hit again.
Jeff Hoffman.
It's obviously not exciting, but if more people are like Ohtani, then why can't they? Or why shouldn't they be allowed to hit? I mean, I didn't either. I thought Cal Raleigh should have won it.
2 is the count.
Yeah, I would say that this year, I think the MVPs went to the wrong guys. I think they should have gone to Schwarber and to Raleigh.
No, inside.
But at least 13 baseball writers agreed with me on Raleigh. 17. The only problem is that 17 others disagreed and went with Judge. At least they didn't screw up Cy Young. At least that rightfully went to Skubal and Skeens.
Count is 3-2. Hines, that ball hit him.
Well, Ruben, I wish I could. I wish I could know why 17 baseball writers decided Judge deserved it more than Raleigh. Because then I would put it up here and you guys would probably say that they are all ridiculous reasons.
That's ball 2. Ah. 2-1. Aye. 2-2 the count. Runner. Ah. He's dead. Aye.
What do you mean? What's only fan votes?
I got 1 ball, 1 strike. Aye. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, if you call the baseball writers, fans, I guess.
Got him.
But I mean, baseball writers have the most influence in terms of who should get
Ball.
MVP.
1-0. He's out.
Leading off for the Dodgers, the catcher, Cal Raleigh.
Nope. He's out.
Okay, am I tripping or something? Because I could have sworn that the scoreboard said it was 4-2 at one point in this
0-1.
game. I thought it was 4-2.
That's a ball.
Maybe it's just me being tired. Or maybe I was looking at the hit column. Maybe that's what my issue is. Because it's been 3 runs on 4 hits for Dodger for a while now, and it's been 2 runs on 2 hits for me ever since the first inning. Strike 3, sit out.
Hey. 0-1's the count.
Woo! Hot shot.
Leading off for the Wolves, the shortstop, Francisco. Lindor. Now pitching, Jared Koenig.
Hey. 0-1. Hey. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeesh. No hits in 6 at-bats by Lindor. Dang. That's online. I just want to make that clear. That's online. That's not his offline stats. His offline stats are much, much
0-1.
better. Dang it.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Mike Piazza.
Let's see if that. Aww.
Nope. I got a ball, 1 strike.
Dang it.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just got 2 out in front of that one.
Inside ball.
Okay, so not related to baseball on this, but I do like to. I do want to see where everyone lies on this issue. When is the appropriate time to start playing Christmas music? It's the week of Thanksgiving. Some radio stations that I know of have already started playing Christmas music. Do you guys think it's too soon? Do you think it should have already been going on? What do you guys think? I'm curious.
Hey.
Obviously, I know what I think, but I want to hear what you guys think. When should Christmas music be played on the radio?
No balls,
Okay, so
2 strikes.
Hoopin, you're for after Thanksgiving, okay. Anyone else want to chime in?
3.
I don't believe there are any wrong answers here. Dodger and Grayson, you both say after Thanksgiving, so 3 already on for the day after, okay? Oh God, please don't let Ryan Helsley tip his pitches.
Ryan Helsley.
Nope, that's foul.
Strike 3, sit out. At least he wasn't tipping that 12-6 curve. Anyone else? Christmas music. When should it be played? Before Thanksgiving? After Thanksgiving?
Ball.
On Thanksgiving?
1-1.
Like I said, I don't believe there's any wrong answer. I think there's a general consensus, but I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Yeah. Ball. One ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Leading off for New Jersey, the left
All right, well,
fielder,
no one else has any
Dyer.
thoughts. SB Champ, you got any thoughts?
Roki Sasaki.
Maybe he's not here. He might have had to go lay down. I mean, he's still battling being sick. I understand that because I'm still battling being sick. Let's see. Gamer, if you're in here, what are your thoughts? Cheater, if you're in here, maybe you'd like your thoughts as well.
Beltron.
0-2 is the count.
Boogie, if you're in here, maybe you'd like to share your thoughts.
One ball.
I mean, if there are no more answers, then I'll lock it in and give my opinion. But I'll also explain from what I learned is the reason why certain radio stations start playing Christmas music at certain dates.
0-1's the count. Hey, 2. No balls, 2 strikes.
I'll give it 5 minutes.
That's a ball.
Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have just started a poll. That's what I should have done. Well, I still could. Let's see. Let me see if I could start a poll here.
Now batting, first baseman Pete Alonso.
0-1.
That was a bad jump. Ah. Alright, let's see here. Raid. Manage prediction. Goals. Worth poll. Ah, here we go. Okay. Alright.
Leading off for the Dodgers, the left fielder, Jurickson.
Hold on, I want to just pause this for a minute. No, I got it. I got it right here. Put it up for 5 minutes. Alrighty. That didn't take me too long.
Now pitching. Edwin Diaz.
Nope. That's inside. Oh.
Now batting, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I just think it's an interesting topic. You know, because a lot of people have different opinions about it. Like I said, I don't think there's any wrong answer to it. It's just, I like to see where people fall.
The batter, the third baseman, Chipper.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to take a look at the results once the poll is done here. In the meantime, I'm just gonna keep playing this game. Maybe I could pull a comeback against Dodger. Or it'll just be like the rest of the game where,
The catcher,
or most of the game where I just struggled to get anything beyond the first inning. I just asked this question because we're at we're at the week of Thanksgiving, so honestly, I'll be surprised if it's a gold. I'll give it like an 81 gold.
Nathan Miller.
But what do you give Nimmo then? Does he get a gold or does he get a silver for new threads in 26? Silver? 84 gold. Wow, gamer. All right.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You're really high on him. Well, since you're the Rangers fan, you tell me what your perspective is on the deal.
2 strikes.
You think the Rangers fleece the Mets? The Mets fleece the Rangers? Both of them got fleeced? What's your perspective?
The third baseman, number 5, Jenkins.
Ball, that's in. Aye. 1-1.
Make sure if you guys haven't gotten your vote in on the poll, make sure you do that. Walcott. Well, Nimmo's a left fielder, so wouldn't this impact Wyatt Langford?
Lindor. Now batting, the designated hitter, Mike Piazza.
Ball that's outside.
It might take Evan Carter's job away. Interesting. I mean, Nimmo is not that quick. I mean, yeah, he runs down the first base and everything. Does that, but it's not like he's going to steal a lot of bases for you. Alright, GG, Sodger. I think the poll is done here, so let's check out the results. Alright, so we have 4 votes for after Thanksgiving and 1 vote for on Thanksgiving. Okay, alright. I think that makes a lot of sense. So, overall, my opinion on it, I'm with the majority. I think it should be after Thanksgiving. I hate it when Christmas stations start playing Christmas, or I hate it when radio stations start playing Christmas music like 2 or 3 weeks before Thanksgiving even starts, you know? And you know, you could be like, "Oh, that actually happens?" Yes, it does. Okay, we did a report about radio stations that were already playing Christmas music like the first full week of November. It's crazy. Most of them were out in the Midwest, but that's really not the point. The point is that these stations started it, and there's actually a reason for it. All right? For radio stations, Christmas music is the moneymaker. That's when a lot of people love Christmas music. So they're going to be tuning into radio stations. They're going to be listening in their car radios, listening to all the classics and everything. And that means a lot more ears are going to be hearing a lot more ads for God knows what. You know, Christmas services or Christmas presents, shopping, deals, all kinds of stuff. So the radio stations, they see it as their moneymaker because people are willing to listen. So I totally understand that, but you know, my personal feelings are with November, we have 2 holidays that I'm worried about. Veterans Day, well, actually, we have a couple holidays. We have Election Day, we have Veterans Day, and we have Thanksgiving. You know, we go through Halloween pretty excitedly. Like it's basically the holiday that everyone looks forward to over the summer. After the 4th of July. Because I'm pretty sure not a lot of people are looking forward to Labor Day. I mean, that pretty much signifies that it's the end of summer. Unofficial. But Halloween, it's like, oh, you dress up, you get to go trick-or-treating, you get to eat candy and everything, and then after that, we have quite a few holidays in there. Like I mentioned, Election Day, although, you know, that's not like Veterans Day or Thanksgiving. Obviously, Thanksgiving is the more meaningful holiday, but you know, that's not to undercut from Veterans Day. Right, Canada usually does it a month earlier than the U.S. does. So you guys get it out of the way early. I don't know. Maybe we're just weird.
That's a ball.
I mean, look, Lincoln is the one who said it to be the fourth Thursday in November. He's the one that did it in the 1860s. So, you have an issue with it? Feel free to go to heaven and take it up with Abe. But, you know, I just, for me, I can't stand Christmas music before Thanksgiving. And even on it, I'm not that big of a fan. After it, absolutely. Like, I'll turn on Light FM. That's basically the radio station that plays Christmas music 24/7, no ads. Well, there are ads, but I mean, it's Christmas music around the clock, basically. And after Thanksgiving, I am totally for it. I'll pump up the radio. I'll listen to it while I'm in the car. I am all for it. But on or before Thanksgiving, no, thank you. I don't even listen to the radio in my car. That thing has been on mute for months. And it's not about to be unmuted until what is Friday? Is that the 28th? Yeah, the 28th, because Sunday is the 30th. Oh, excuse me. So I'm not saying that the right answer is after Thanksgiving. I'm just explaining why I'm of the thought process that Christmas music should not be played on or before Thanksgiving. Again, I don't think there's a wrong answer. But I do have my opinion. So, and it seems like I'm with the majority here.
Batting seventh, the shortstop.
It's just very interesting to think about. It's like Cougs always likes to do the debate of whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich. Does it make sense to the with its relevance to the stream? To an extent, yes, but for the most part, no. That being said, it is an interesting debate to have. Is a hot dog a sandwich? And if it's not, then what qualifies a sandwich? Or what makes a food a sandwich?
Yep, that ball went out. Aye. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Anyway, just trying to make a little conversation here as I continue to play against viewers. Although Grayson here is kicking my butt. Guess I can get some offense going. Oh, I do want to inform you guys that there will be no stream on Friday. My work schedule changed, and honestly, it actually changed for the better, because on Saturday I have to go to my sister's baby shower, and it would have been very difficult for me to get to celebrate the shower if I was tired after only a few hours of sleep. I mean, even right now, I'm actually kind of struggling to stay awake here. But that's besides the point. The point is that Friday I got moved to the afternoons, so there will be no stream on Friday, which means, and I can't make it up on Saturday. Can't do that. So, I mean, I could try to make it up on Sunday. I could try. And no, I'm not doing an early morning stream because I need to get out or I need to leave for work around noon in order to get into work on time. So
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 3.
Oh shoot. But there will be no stream on Friday. We'll try for Sunday, but in all likelihood there will be one stream that is not made up. At least one.
0-2.
So, just so you guys know, I mean, Thursday, obviously I wasn't planning on streaming on that day because that's Thanksgiving. I've got things to do.
The batter, number 7, second baseman, Trey Turner.
Yeah, come on, Pedro. Pedro, I did not want Turner on base. I guess the double play works.
Leading off for New Jersey, the second baseman, Daniel Murphy.
Sorry, just had to itch my nose.
No balls, 2 strikes. Timeout. That guy.
Ouch. What could Dyer ever do to you, Grayson? I'm actually kind of surprised that of all the teams to put Michael Kadire on, they put him on the Mets. Like, look, I know he was an integral part of that 2015 World Series team, but I mean, I would think that he should have gotten a card with the Minnesota Twins. Because when I think of Kadire, I think of the Twins. Unless I'm remembering wrong, but I believe that he was on the Twins, and he spent a good portion of his career in Minnesota before coming to New York.
Leading off for the Seawolves, the catcher, Cal Raleigh.
He's out.
The batter, the third baseman, Jose Ramirez.
Hey! 0-1. One ball,
No.
2 strikes.
Not going to be fooled by that, Grayson? Alright, alright. Figured I'd just give it a shot. No harm, no foul in it. Oh, jeez. Okay, I certainly don't want to get mercy ruled. I think I'm going to have to take out Pedro. Just put in someone else. Because he's getting lit the F up.
Now pitching. Koga. Senga. Now batting, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Well, thank you, Senga, for coming in and cleaning up Pedro Martinez's mess.
Leading off for the Wolves, the first baseman, Pete
Oh.
Alonso.
Aye! 0-1's the count. Aye! 2. 0-2 is the count. Aye!
I don't know. Did I ever discuss? I think last week I talked about the Grayson Rodriguez trade to the Angels for Taylor Ward, right? I think I spoke about that last week. Because I think the news broke up on Thursday. I think that's when I remember speaking about it.
Ball, that's just out.
Mm,
3.
shoot.
The third baseman, number 5, Jenkins. Right.
One and one.
Anyway, I feel like I shouldn't mention it and then not talk about it. I think it's really interesting what the Orioles did there. I guess they have a lot more confidence in their starting rotation. Because I mean, that's giving up one of your top pitching prospects in Grayson Rodriguez. Unless I have to look back at his stats from this year, but unless he really flopped at the majors, I don't understand why anyone would make this kind of trade. Ugh.
Inside ball. Nope, that's inside.
But I mean, we'll see what happens. Can the Angels turn Grayson Rodriguez into an ace? Can Baltimore bounce back with Taylor Ward? I mean, Taylor Ward, I think he's a power hitter, or he's a bit of a power hitter.
Ball, that's in.
So, I mean, I always value pitching, so I
I got 3
would consider this more of a win for the Angels than
The batter
the.
number 7, second baseman Trey Turner.
Why am I blanking on their name? It's probably because I'm tired.
Runner, yes, yes.
Yeah! One ball, 2 strikes.
Ooh, excuse me.
Oh!
Okay,
Now
that's
batting,
fine, SP
left
Champ.
fielder,
Hopefully you feel
Jason
better.
Dominguez.
You've had a lot of health issues this month.
Hey!
Hopefully you can get your break eventually.
Ball, that's out!
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I thought you were telling me you were going to leave the stream now, and then the next time you were going to be back is Monday, December 1st. Oh.
Leading off for New Jersey, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Hey!
Gotcha.
No ball,
Yeah,
2
probably not the best idea to be watching my stream while you're getting down to Florida. Plus, reception may not be very good.
Now batting.
I know there are certain parts
Mike
of, I don't know if you're going down Interstate 95 or if you're just going to take 295 all the way up until you get into, I want to say, South Carolina, maybe even Georgia, and then that's where you're going to get on the 95.
Murphy.
Excuse me. Yeah, I figured that you were going to be. A passenger. I mean, with the health issues you've had this month, I figured your doctors probably didn't want you driving, especially on long road trips like that.
Hey! 0-1. 1-1.
But that is nice of your mom to drive you.
Hey!
Especially
One
since
ball,
that's a long
2 strikes.
trip. I think it's like, I know from where I live in New Jersey down to North Carolina, it takes about 10 hours. Yeah, I mean, 95 is the clear, or is the most direct way to get down
The catcher,
to Florida from New Jersey. I'm not saying that, but there's usually a lot of traffic, especially through Baltimore and Washington, D.C., so you might want to be aware of that as you travel through. Let's see. There's also points in, or there are also points along 95 in North Carolina and South Carolina where there's woods, so it may, your cell phones may have a problem with signal. Again, this is all based off of memory, so I'm going based off of what I remember from last. Because my dad and we drove up from Miami, or not from Miami, from Daytona Beach. After the race got, I think maybe it was a couple years ago, where the Daytona 500 got delayed or postponed to the next day, and we came back the following day. So
that's ball 3.
Okay. Whoa.
That's ball 4. Take your base.
Darn, I tried to get around you, but what is that? Pineapple on pizza? That's just plain criminal. Is that what you're trying to start here? You're trying to start a debate about whether or not pizza belongs on pizza, or pineapple belongs on pizza? That's another one of Coops' favorite debate topics.
Got him.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not even going to hide my, or try to mask my opinion. Like, to me, pineapple should not be on it. Only kind of pineapple I like is pineapple juice.
Ball 1.
I mean, me personally, give me chicken
1 ball
on pizza. That is delicious. Specifically, give me barbecue chicken.
3.
Oh my gosh. Although, actually, breaded chicken is pretty good.
Right fielder.
Oh gosh. Yeah, you know what? I like breaded chicken. I had that once, and I've been hooked on it since. Meatballs are pretty good on pizza as well. Look at me. Or listen to me. Freaking talking about toppings I put on a pizza, and a lot of it is not healthy. Although the barbecue chicken, I mean, probably the healthiest out of the options, because I guess it just depends, like, how you cook it.
What do you got?
Maybe you grill the chicken, and it's grilled barbecue chicken on pizza. That's probably the healthier alternative, but, I mean, there are better options, like, put salad on a pizza. I've seen that before.
Hey!
Now batting, first baseman, Pete. Oh,
You had pizza last night for dinner, but no toppings? Yeah, I mean, personally, I like a plain pizza. You know, plain slices and everything. I used to work for a local pizzeria, and their slices, reheated
Now
slices,
batting, catcher
it's just
Francisco Alvarez.
well, I think my answer on this is already clear. I just spent like a couple of minutes
2. 0-2. 3.
debating it. So, well, not debating it so much as giving my opinion on it. I don't want anyone to be influenced by me, though. I want to make that clear. You guys, if you want to believe that pizza or pineapple goes on pizza, that's your right. I mean, I'll just think that you're gross, but it can be put on the pizza. Maybe that's the great thing about pizza is you could put a lot of different things on the pizza, and it still could be good.
Turner.
Foul. He's out.
Leading off for New Jersey, the third baseman, Jenkins.
Well, I would say this poll is officially done because there's only 6 people in here, and 6 people have voted on this poll, and the overwhelming majority say no, pizza does not belong on, or pineapple does not belong on pizza. But of course, our news media industry would look at that poll and say, well, it was very close. Sorry, not my joke. That's Jeff Dunham's joke.
Hey. 0-2 is the count. 3.
Come on, I need some offense here. More than just the one home run. Alright, well, that base hit by Piazza definitely makes it easier.
Hey. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Still find it crazy that it's dark out already. Well, we're no longer in daylight saving time, so you know now it gets darker sooner.
3.
I mean, I guess I'm used to it at this point.
Ball.
Working on overnights, being in the dark for the most part, or walking through the dark, just you kind of get used to it.
1 ball,
So
2 strikes. 3.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to crawl into a bed myself.
The left fielder, Jason Dominguez. Now pitching, Tyler Rogers.
Nice, but I
The batter, the catcher, Cal Raleigh.
Now that's foul.
Oh, what a snag.
Oh,
Now batting, the third baseman, Jose Ramirez.
he's out.
I plead the fifth. I want my lawyer.
Now pitching, Andrew Miller.
Hey. 0-1. Hey. No balls, 2 strikes.
Now batting,
Like I said, I want my lawyer.
right fielder, Juan Soto.
No, inside. Three.
Ah, come on. Not Soto.
Now batting, first baseman, Pete
Jeez, I superfractor these guys, and
Hey.
yeah, I'm not doing any
0-1
better
count.
with them than I did when they weren't superfractor.
Hey.
Heck.
0-2. That's a ball. Hey.
leading off for Louisiana, the designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber.
Who's that?
Now
Which
batting,
con
the
hype?
shortstop, Francisco
You don't say.
Lindor.
Also, I probably should just throw in Diaz. Just kind of thinking about that right now. Although
The
the
batter,
moment,
the first
the
baseman,
the thought will be
Vladimir
lost in a
Guerrero
moment.
Jr.
Hey. 0-1. That's a ball. Ball.
Sorry, it's getting tough for me to pay attention.
Three and two.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time focusing.
Nope, that's ball 4.
Really? Okay, I think it's time. Actually, this is a good time to bring in another pitcher.
Now pitch. Now coming into pinch hit, Billy Wagner. The
Sorry it
batter,
was
the
taking
center
me so
fielder,
long.
Lou Brock.
Kind of zoned out. I'm ready to go back to the game if you are, Grayson.
Now coming into pinch hit, Aroldis Chapman.
Counts 1-0.
Oh my gosh.
Hey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2.
Let's see. Only play is the first. That's how I got yesterday and proceeded. But I need to wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Leading off for the Wolves, the catcher, Francisco Alvarez.
Hey. 0-1's the count. Hey. 0-2 is the count. 3.
The third baseman, number 5, David. Right.
Probably better.
Ball. 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Hey!
But I am really struggling right now. Oh, I tried to hold up there. But the umpire crew was not having any of it.
Francisco Lindor.
Ball 1, no strikes. Hey! Ball inside. Ball 3.
Dang. That was the pitch right there. That was it. If I didn't get underneath it so much, it might have been out. Instead, I had to sell for a strikeout and the family inheritance being divided up. All right, well, GG's, Grayson. See if maybe there are some show packs that we can open up. I really need to buy some time here. Not sure how. I don't know, maybe I should just end the stream now. Sorry. You know what? I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I would like to get some sleep. Yeah. Yeah, in 2.5 hours, that's pretty good. That's a pretty long time, especially since the Lou Brock one didn't even get a didn't even take us that long. Like, it was literally just play the moments and you'll get them done. Maybe I'll get it down to 130. Sorry to disappoint you, Grayson. Alright, guys. I think that's gonna do it for me. Yeah, I'm tired. I'd like to go get some sleep. So thank you to everyone who tuned in, even if it was only for a moment. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and or subscribe. Either one would make me a happy person. If you're watching this on YouTube, I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on X at TTV NextJGChen24. It's my gamer tag that's on the left side of your screen there. So go give me a follow. I'll usually post whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start a stream. Dodger, you asked me what time when's the last time I went to bed? I think it's been over 24 hours, so I am ready to hit the sack. This was good. We got the Loop Rock program done, albeit not the hardest program to get done, player program to get done, but still, we got it. I think tomorrow, because there's really nothing on the schedule for any upcoming content. So maybe we just do more conquest maps. Try to get that done. So I will see you all tomorrow, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night.